Welcome, ladies and Benjamin, to another episode of In My Opinion. Once again, am Pookie the Wolf, and with me is Raven, aka AJ. Um, and yeah, today is another Just Us podcast. We're gonna be talking about a bunch of stuff. We didn't. I wanted to start off with the fact that, like I just said before we started recording, that we had a cold open for the last episode, which was just yesterday. That episode came out just yesterday. I know you're thinking, why are there two podcasts, one after the other? That's simple because, like we explained in the last episode, Jake had kind of fucked us over with our planning. So we kind of had a game plan towards the month of November, and then we have a plan with our friend Kibbles, who will be on with us next episode. So we kind of fucked up our planning, so we had to kind of put it out before November was over. And I didn't want to wait till next weekend, so it's going out now. Making more work for myself, but, I mean, who cares? You know, certainly Jake doesn't. Right, AJ?
Yeah, giving us them blue balls hard.
Yeah, I don't know why you keep making it sexual. I don't know why.
Make everything sexual.
Like the one, like when I first met Jake, you were like, what does his lips look like? And I'm like, that's a weird fucking question to ask.
Are they soft and kissable?
I mean, I guess so. I don't know. I don't kiss dudes.
Hey, you don't have to kiss dudes to realize that fucking they're soft kissable lips. I mean, that's just an observation.
Do you want to kiss it? Do you want to kiss Jake?
I just like kissing stuff, dude. I mean,
Oh, okay.
I don't care what it is.
You
It's like Courtney asked me this morning, where I would rate Ryan Reynolds on a scale of 1 to 10. And I said an 8 because he's mostly just body, but he has a slightly goofy face.
No, wait. What are we basing this off of?
Just a scale of 1 to 10 on.
On if like you date him?
Yeah, I mean, I'd still fuck him. I'm 100%
No,
gay for
like,
Ryan Reynolds, but
listen, that's a 10. 10 all the way. He makes you laugh. He's very sexy. That's a 10. That's a 10, my brother. Like Hugh Jackman would be an 8 for me because he's not as funny.
you shut your fucking mouth.
He's an 8 compared to Ryan Reynolds. He's an 8 because you know why? Because he's not as funny as Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds makes me laugh all the time. I bet he holds me in his arms and tells me how much he loves me.
Is the greatest showman, Darren.
That was just a movie, dude.
Doesn't matter. That's him. That's who he is.
And the movie was based off a piece of shit.
You're a piece of shit.
He almost cheated on his wife in that movie. Did you see that?
He almost, but he didn't. Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
No, that's not how it works.
Exactly
It's
how
like
it
saying
works.
OJ almost killed his wife. He did
No,
that
he definitely
shit.
fucking killed her. He fucking cut her head off.
No, he just stabbed her a bunch. He didn't cut her head off.
No, he sliced her head down to the fucking bone, dog.
Oh, okay. He didn't cut her head off. He just cut her throat real good. Like a fucking jack-o'-lantern. You know, when you gotta pull the guts out of the... Anyway. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good.
Yeah? Did you guys talk about anything interesting?
Not really. We kind of just ate and fucked around and then left.
What? Where did you go? You didn't explain where you went.
I went to my brother's house.
Oh. Well, you can't just say I fucked around and I left.
You fuck around. That's what you
I
do.
fucked
you,
off to Disneyland.
You eat. You fuck off to Disneyland for 3 days. If your kids die, oh well.
Oh, well. And then?
That's it.
Okay.
Game over, man.
Interesting. I had it at my sister's, who, by the way, I talked to about it on Thanksgiving, and she said, yeah, she wouldn't mind being on our podcast and talking about her job. That was my Thanksgiving. That and
Now
that.
who wants turkey?
Well, no, that was after we ate, but of course. But then also she was telling us, I can't tell you the best story because it's literally. I know, I can't tell you until she gets on because I want her to say the story.
Okay.
It is something literally out of a famous movie, and I right away thought of this movie as soon as she said it. I was like, you would be fucking kidding me. She's like, yep, and then he died that way. I'm like, oh my god.
Was it David Carradine?
No, 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 no. It's more ridiculous than that. We'll have her on, and she'll tell the story.
Yeah.
It
Tell me the movie at
is
least.
no, because you're gonna know right away. You're gonna know right away. Because let's see, every other death in the movie is plausible for someone to die that way. So you'll be like, oh, it must be this death because
It's Tucker and Dale versus Evil, isn't it?
no, 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 because no, because no other way to die makes this is a plausible way to die. I mean, I don't know how you would, but it's a plausible way to die. But the other ways that people have died in the movie are not something that is even possible. So it's
Final Destination.
no, but no, she did. And speaking of which, we'll change the subjects. She did say that there was one Final Destination where she said there was a final. She said it was almost like Final Destination where a guy, they were cutting, I guess, meat in a factory, and they were just cutting it and going along the lines, or along the thing. And then the guy threw the knife or cut the knife and then let go of it by accident, and it bounced off and hit a guy right in the throat and just stabbed him in the jugular, and he just bled out by the time they got him in the hospital. And then she said
Badass.
but everyone at everyone at the fucking butcher's place, they're like all scattering and freaking out, like, oh my god, what do we do?
Take it out or I leave it in.
Oh, he died. He died immediately because she said it was such a small hole, but the fact that he
So
got
small
hit.
holes that get you.
Yeah, but and she said because of where it hit him, it was almost like instant. That's just sad. That's sad. I always get worried about shaving that way and just be like, what if I cut my throat by accident and bleed out? I don't know, dude. We'll talk about it with her because I want to talk to her about a bunch of stuff. Also, she's already picked the movie for... My sister's already picked the movie for what we do. And, of course, she's like... I said, oh, and by the way... So this is how I did it. I said, oh, by the way, I said we talk about a movie... We pick a movie at the end of the every episode and talk about whether it's good or bad. And right away, she jumped up at... Can we do Cat in the Hat? I'm like, yeah. I said, yeah, we can do Cat in the Hat. Because, my family quotes that movie all the time. So it was like, yeah, we'll do Cat in the Hat.
I'll get you and I'll make it look like an accident.
Oh, my God. Did you just call my mother ugly? You're not just wrong. You're stupid. And you're ugly, just like your mom. I could literally, edit that. I could literally quote that whole movie. My whole family could, most likely. So anyway, well, you know what the problem was is that back when we watched it, I'll explain later, but back when we watched it, my niece was really young, and now she's 18, but she used to want to watch it all the time to the point where we watched it constantly. Now we know the movie by heart.
Trust me, that's what it's like having kids.
Yeah.
Watch the same movies over and over again until they're ingrained into your brain.
Yeah. I'm still a little bit troubled by what I said earlier about that person that liked one of her photos. It's fucking weird.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it's creepy.
Yeah, it's
We've had creepy ideas about that person before, so I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and it's a shame too because that person is always think the best intentions, but I don't know. It's such a weird giving people like us a bad name, like nerdy people. It's like being really simpy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like being a real simp about stuff and being like, ugh, can you not try to act like women are the only things that are on Earth? Like, fucking relax, bro.
Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
Notice me. So yeah, what do you got? What do you got on the docket? What do you got going on, huh? What do you think we should talk about?
Well, Cowboy Bebop did release on Netflix this week.
And have you seen it?
Not yet. It is on my list, though. I do want to see it.
I've already watched it all, and I have to say that do you want me to go into spoilers, or do you think you think I should stay away from them?
Maybe minor.
First off, have you watched? Did you watch the anime?
I have not. So I'm going into this blind.
Oh fuck! You should definitely fuck. You know what? Never mind. I was gonna say maybe you should go watch the anime and just forget the Netflix special. That's how I feel about it.
And
Um,
that's I feel like that's how most of the Netflix adaptations are.
yeah. I mean, what was our take on Dynasty Warriors? It was not bad, right? I
I
don't.
overall enjoyed it. I had
Guan Yu.
questions about some of the Guan Yu especially. Zhang
Yeah.
Fei was okay. Everything else, everybody else, I feel like was like spot on though.
Yeah. I don't think it'd be that hard to do that though.
Yeah, I mean, with all the
Um,
computer effects and everything that they could friggin' use to make people look more like the characters are based off of, I feel like they could have done a better
I just
job.
thought Guan Yu would be taller.
Yeah, he was just like scrawny little guy, and he's like supposed to be the greatest warrior that could take on, Lu Bu by himself. But
I thought he'd be like fucking like this Undertaker type figure, like this huge tall dude with fucking muscles and shit. And
he
I
has
was
like a
very
shovel
disappointed.
and a
No,
big
no,
top hat.
no, 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 not exactly like Undertaker. I wasn't saying like exactly like Undertaker. I just mean in general, uh, that kind of like figure where it's just very tall and scary looking. Um, I have to say I'm excited to have Kibbles on and do the AEW because I swear Kibble or for AJ, you won't have a problem keeping like you won't feel left out. It's a concept of like basic common sense. And I mean, you don't really understand. Like, I don't think I'll get too far into it because there's plenty of stuff to talk about along those lines that don't involve wrestling in general. Like, did you hear
Yeah,
about
just like the politics, whatever.
yeah, did you hear about Monday? On Monday, they Seth Rollins, he got attacked by a fan.
And I haven't, I don't hear things about
Okay, well
wrestling.
listen. Well, as I was saying, because my I asked because my brother-in-law knew about it before I told him. So Seth Rollins got attacked by a fan, but the best part is that like after he's a guy on WWE and he was leaving his match on Raw, and this is fucking crazy. This guy comes out, this fat black guy comes out. He's 24. His name's like Isaiah something. He comes out of the so like you know how the entrance is. He's going up the ramp. This guy comes out from the right and just fucking just tries to tackle him. And the first instinct is Seth. You can look it up right now if you want to watch just a clip of it. Um, he grabs him by the neck. Seth Rollins grabs him by the neck, like kind of get him in a neck, a face lock or whatever the fuck it's called. What do they call it? Chokehold, like kind of like a DDT, like a
Well,
chokehold kind
Nelson,
of thing. No, like it. Well, not a full Nelson, but like he has his arm around his neck, but at his chest. Um, so this kid like attacks him, and then the security gets him off and everything, and they go, they like just like it's so fucking weird, but then the guy gets out of prison because of course they threw they threw him in jail,
of
and he
course.
says the reason he did it, like this story gets weirder and weirder. The reason he did it was because he told ahead of time. He told Vince McMahon that him and Seth had legitimate beef, and he calls Seth by his real name, which is like Kobe
Even
something. No, like
Obi,
Kobe Lopez or something like that. Um, I don't know what his real name is, but anyway, he calls him by his real name. He says we have legitimate beef. I talked to Vince McMahon. I went and had to deal with my legitimate beef with him, and I'm really happy that the security guards got me off of them. It got me off of him. Before I heard him. I'm like, first off, if you watch the clip, that's why I said if you watch the clip, Seth had it situated. He had him in like a front choke. He was gonna make him pass out. Like he was gonna put him out. He has him
he's too
like
strong though.
he tackled him. So he tackled him in the like if you came at someone with your head down and went to like spear them or somebody, and just grabbed someone by their neck as they were hitting you, as they were running full force at you. He just grabbed him by the neck and then put his legs over him and like kind of like was ready to fucking just choke this kid out. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm glad the security got him off me or got me off of him." It's like, dude, you were not winning that fucking fight, and everyone saw it too. You acted like you were like, "Oh yeah," because he wasn't giving him any punches. He was just fucking trying to. He tackled him down, and as soon as the guy couldn't get back up because Seth had his neck, so no, I'm sorry. The whole reason I want to tell you this is because The reason behind it was that he had legitimate beef, and the reason was because 2 years ago he had texted him about how he should give him $500 in gift cards.
Amazon gift cards?
Whatever kind of gift cards. So this guy got scammed and catfished by Seth Rollins, a guy pretending to be Seth Rollins, or a girl, whatever, and legitimately thought he was talking to Seth Rollins. There's an episode.
Seth Rollins really needs, iTunes gift cards.
Yeah, that's and like the guy was like, for one, his messages. He showed the messages. It's like, dude, this is a scam. He had broken English. He mentioned Becky Lynch, his the man. You know, I talk about Becky Lynch, the man, all the time. That's her husband. Seth
the man
Rollins.
That you want to have sex with.
Yeah, that's her husband. Seth Rollins is her husband. They are together. They have a kid together. They're legitimately together. And like he would mention Becky, this fake scammer, and this guy legitimately thought that this was really Seth Rollins. It's like if I sent you a random number of like somebody, and just like, hey, this is Alexis Texas, and you should talk to her. And then she was like, hey, give me money. It's just like,
okay, this is George Lucas. I'm making another Star Wars movie. Please donate $5.
not even. I need.
Well, they probably would do that because I don't know if he has any more money.
I'm sure he has plenty of money. He fucking created Star Wars, bro.
Yeah, but didn't he sell the studio and the rights and everything?
You don't think anyone you don't think that no one wants him around anymore?
I mean, not really.
I mean, they did the same thing with Kevin Eastman. He sold the rights, and they still want him around for fucking ideas and shit.
Yeah, but they like him.
You don't like George Lucas?
He's okay. He kind of fucked up on the prequels a little bit.
I mean, to be fair, Kevin Eastman should have never just fucking sold out and sold his thing anyway. He was the first one to sell it before the other guy did. Anyway, but yeah, if you watch the clip, it's fucking crazy. I figure we have to deflate some of these situations that I want to talk about, because I don't want to have just Kibbles talk about wrestling the whole time he's on. So I want to talk to you about that. Go ahead.
This fan, is this an actual, like, scripted?
No, this is
thing?
no. That's why I'm telling you it. This is a legit thing. Like, this guy legitimately thought he was talking to Seth Rollins for 2 years, and then when he ghosted him after he got the money, he just was like, "Oh, okay, I see how it is, Seth. Okay, I see how it is. I'm gonna come deal with you on my own." And he went to go see him and just jumped his fucking seats and fucking tackled this guy. And for one, you don't want to fuck around with this guy because he's trained all his life to... And, you know, I make the claim of, like, yeah, it might be fake, but the what's fake is the predetermined outcome is what's fake. You know? The storylines are the fake part. If you want to fucking step in the ring with Brock Lesnar, that guy's done MMA and fucking wrestling. So, I mean... He's even defended the fact that Dana White shit all over WWE at one point, and he was like, yeah, he goes, I get that what Dana White's saying, you know, is predetermined and everything, but you know, we really take the hits, and it's really fucking strenuous on our body, because it is. I mean, you can't fucking defy gravity. That's not fucking fake to jump off a fucking whatever story, however high the fucking turnbuckles are.
Jeff Hardy seems okay.
Oh, you mean Jeff Hardy, the one with the pain pill addiction? I legitimately thought you didn't know that. Like, you were like, Jeff Hardy's fine. Jeff Hardy's my hero.
Yeah. I mean, he's fucking awesome.
He is fucking awesome. And I'm glad he's clean now. He was fucking a mess at one point. But yeah, it's just, like, shit like that. Like, I don't get how people could think that, like, oh... You know, and I mean, there's times like that's why I watch Blotchamania. I say Blotchamania. It's Botchamania, because when you botch a move, I watch Botchamania all the time, and it is most of the botches are like when they fucking miss a kick or something, and someone will react to it anyway. But like legit,
was it Scott Steiner? I think like someone went to go like throw him into the stairs, and before they even did the move, he just fell on him.
Yeah, he put his hands up and slammed him on there before he even did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah. Scott Steiner's awful. Anyway, let's get away from that. But anyway, I want to talk to you about that because I thought that was funny. That a scammer was the reason why this guy was like he didn't know the difference between some guy scamming him and the real Seth Rollins. Fucking stupid. Anyway, there's other stuff we'll talk about with wrestling when we get Kibbles on, which is next episode. I'm
Bam,
so
bam, 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 bam.
excited. And then we have planned so far to have my sister on in a couple of weeks. I don't know when, but we'll figure something out.
I'm excited to hear this story.
My sister being part of the coroner's office, so I don't
Is
really
it
want.
MacGruber?
What?
Is it MacGruber?
What?
Is it
No,
the
it's not.
movie?
It's not MacGruber. No.
Let's
What
say
do
was
you
there a
mean?
bunch of guys in it? Was a bunch of guys in an SUV with some homemade C4.
No, no. It's a classic movie. But it's just fucking. Listen, she'll have to tell you the story because it's. I right away started riffing off of it as soon as she said it, which sounds insensitive because someone legitimately died, but
That's fine. People die every day.
it's just still fucked up. And so yeah, I'm excited because my sister is part of the coroner's office for one of the divisions around here or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you didn't have to say it, you dumbass.
There's a lot of them.
Um, but so the thing was is that like I don't really want to talk about just that. Like we'll talk about stuff like Psych and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, um, The Office and Parks and Rec and stuff like that. I also want to talk to her about death in general because I kind of feel it's weird how she's able to do that and not like feel weird about that or her I guess her opinion on death and how death is. I guess I don't know because you could kind of have it deal with it every day. It's kind of strange, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but we'll talk to her about that. But anyway, I got off topic. We were talking about Cowboy Bebop.
Yes.
So I'm gonna be honest. It's not bad. The adaptation, it's just not as good as the original. The one thing I think they do get right, and I know why they get it right, is the music, and that's because they have the same composer as the original anime. Um, they use some of the old songs from the original. Uh, they just do a really good job of making this the feel. It's very jazz, very funk, sound, and it's very like it just feels like it feels part of the environment. It's really good. It feels almost like the Death Note, and I've watched the Death Note stuff. I watched the Death Note
Unfortunately.
movie. Yeah, and I didn't watch the anime of Death Note, but I could like I looked up like the differences in what they did. Um, yeah, Death Note. Death Note is very. Death Note was almost like around the same way with this, where it's like they changed some little small details and kind of changed up the story. Um, I'm going back and watching it now, like the original anime, just because I want to see what really changed. But like for example, like the first episode, the story for the first episode really kind of hinders on this couple, and it's so good of a first episode in the anime because of the fact that there's this woman, the woman of the couple, just kind of wants to get away from all the awful things and just live well. Um, and then they completely change that whole story up in the show because what I don't get is that they have a full about an hour, 45, 42 minutes for the Netflix show, but the anime it does it better in a half an hour.
Yeah.
And it's that concept of like how like X Files or like Doctor Who is where it doesn't focus on the main characters. It focused on little like people telling a story, uh, in that little like interacting with the main characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's never about the doctor. It's about the people that the
The
doctor's
companions.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it almost feels like they focus too much on Spike
Yeah.
and Spike, Jet, and Jill, because her last name is Valentine. I thought it was Jill. Faye. And the woman who plays Faye is not bad. She, like I told Duck, I was like, oh, I
She
said,
tries her best.
well, I said Faye is really annoying. He goes, yeah, Faye is always annoying. I'm like, oh right, yeah, she was always annoying. Um, with the Netflix, they say fucking shit a lot because they never said that in the original.
But now they
Um,
can.
and she has sex with a woman, I think, at one point,
Okay,
which
now you got my attention.
she never did originally.
Hey, it's 2021, or I guess whatever year it is in the
Mhm.
Bebop universe.
A lot of things like so the original stuff that annoys me that they changed is stuff like Faye, and I just started watching. Like I said, I just started rewatching the anime. Faye doesn't show up until episode 3. In the Netflix, she shows up in episode 1. She's also a bounty hunter in the Netflix, which she isn't in the anime. She's just a woman trying to, uh, just live well, and get money. That grind. Um, there's never anything that I can remember. I don't know. I'm rewatching it again, but Jet. I have to say, Jet is the best character in this Netflix series. Um, Played by Mustafa. It's like Mustafa Suri or Shuri or something like that.
That was sad when he died in The Lion King.
No, not him. Um, he was in Luke Cage, and I remember him that because he was the bad guy in the second season because he was the Jamaican guy who went, Brooklyn is my birthright, and he'd beat the shit out of Luke Cage. Um, Great actor. He's a fantastic actor. He was in other stuff too. He was in something else that I can't remember. Fuck. The woman who plays Faye Valentine, it was in like the new Jurassics. Like the newer ones. I guess she was one of like.
Dallas Howard.
Yeah, yeah. She was one of the like technicians, I think, because she was in both of them. So I assume she was like an important side character. Um. So, and then of course John Cho. John Cho is just good. He's good too. I don't think he gets really the essence of Spike, but he's still pretty decent of a character. Like he's still pretty decent of how he is. Like I don't know, there's a disconnect because anime is, for one, dialogue is always weird when it comes to trying to transition to American, and also the fact that I don't know, it's just they try really hard to make them seem more human. Like I don't believe Jet had a daughter in the anime, but I could be wrong. But they really kind of focus it around that's his like side arc. Like that's the arc of his story. Like I don't want it to be about the three of them. I want it to be about the people they try to capture, the bounties. They're focusing too much on the bounty hunters, which they call cowboys in this. They didn't call that in the anime. They didn't call them cowboys. They were just called bounty hunters. But like in this, they're like, "Oh, I'm a cowboy," and it really just a fancy way of saying bounty hunter. It's fucking weird. I'm like, there's no reason for any of this. But so yeah, um, Faye shows up first episode, tries to kill Spike. They get into like a fight scene and everything. So that never happens in the anime. She doesn't meet him until like the third one, and she's kind of ditzy at times, which I don't think is something they needed to change because it's like 2021. Really, everyone in this series is a little dumb, except for like Ed, who doesn't. Ed doesn't show up until the last episode. Sorry, spoilers, but you don't even know who Ed is, to be honest, so it doesn't really matter. So there's a hacker that they have in the series that I don't think she's not in the episode, she's not in the show until episode 9 in the anime. She doesn't show up. She's like the big they did that with something else. It's like how Sonic Sonic was like, "Oh, we're gonna do the Sonic movie," and they're like, oh, "Okay, well, where's all your other friends?" And they're like, "Don't worry about it." And then the Sonic movie finishes, and then you're like, "Oh, there's Tails," and like, oh, now I want to see this second one. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of like they did that, where like they had her
Now
show
Idris
up.
Elba is Knuckles.
Yeah, they had her show up, and kind of like it was like a teaser, where it was just like, "Oh, there's Ed," and it's just so fucking weird because she's like a hacker and she's kind of dutsy. I would say she reminds me of like a less coherent version of Tiny Tina.
Which is
Yeah,
saying a lot.
that's high praise.
Yeah.
Um, but like she just kind of says silly stuff. She doesn't really say anything like because when Ashley Birch does Tiny Tina, she does like references to rap songs and shit and stupid stuff like that. But this is just like nonsense when it comes to Ed. And so she's like the hacker of the group in the original series. She doesn't show up till episode 9 in the anime. Um, so they have it's Spike, Jet, Faye, Ed, and then In. It's like EIN. He's the corgi dog that they have. So Spike and Jet are in the first episode. Then the dog shows up in the second episode. He's based around the second episode, and then they keep him. The third episode stars Faye, and then it like has them introduced to her, and she becomes part of the group. And then episode 9 they have Ed. So it's just fucking very fucking different from the Netflix series. The Netflix series really tries hard to focus on Spike and his shit, that it's just very, very it's just very, very uncomfortable. Like it's just very unnecessary. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when you watch something and go like, oh, they focused really hard on this one thing when they really didn't. Like they took away what was great about the show and just tried to make it about somebody because they're like almost like that concept of like marketing where they're like, people really like this anime, we should make it a live action. They're like, well, do you know why people like it? Who cares, we're just gonna make it, and people will freak out because of the fact that we're making it in general. But this was something where I was like trying to watch it and give it an open mind, and then I kept hearing from people that like G4 was saying how one of the guys from G4 who loved it as a kid was saying like they really dropped the ball on it, and I'm like, no, it wasn't that bad. And then like as I finished it, I was like, yeah, it's kind of bad. It's kind of shit. It's kind of a shit show. Because I mean, compared to the original, it's just not very good. It almost seems like it's so hung up on trying to make drama for the main characters that they don't really focus on
Good
like
story.
the fun stuff. Yeah, like the fun stuff about it. Like it's just like a lot of the episodes, like the episodes I've seen so far compared to the anime, it almost seems like it's shot for shot, but then they just change little small details here and there, and it's just like, what? Like why? Like why the fuck? Why the fuck would you even add that part? Or like why would you even like? That's the part I don't understand. They almost give you less information or less things to the story, but they have more time compared to the original anime. I don't understand that part. I'm like, there's so much more time you guys had to set up a good story for these characters, and instead you just focus on the people who will always be there and just go, yeah, fuck it. We'll just fucking Spike is dealing with some shit. And like, no, focus on the fucking bounties that they're after, because that's what should be the main point. Like, it's fucking annoying. Like in the second episode in the series, there's a thing where, and one of the guys on G4, the one guy was saying how like they dropped the ball, was saying how, this bomber, this terrorist, is just bombing these areas in these churches, and in the anime he has reasons behind it and has like a legitimate like monologue and everything that he goes through, but then in the series for Netflix, Jet is trying to read his manifesto, and as he's reading it, he goes, "Oh, it's just a fucking bunch of bullshit, or a bunch of fucking like, just a fucking bunch of rambling," and it's just like you literally just fucking took a good part of the show and just shit all over it and said, "Oh, it's just crazy people talk. Like it's a bunch of goobly goop." Like fucking, it's those little small things like that, and like even with Ed showing up at the last episode, I'm a little skeptical about how the actor portrays her because it almost seems like very very like I don't know uncomfortable or weird. But then like I was rewatching episodes of episodes with like Ed in it, and I'm like, okay, no, she is supposed to act like that. It's just weird and nonsensical and saying weird shit and almost being like she's on drugs. I don't know. Were you interested in watching it?
Yeah, but like you said, having not watched the anime, I'm not like invested, so it's not. I'm not
Okay,
gonna be like devastated if like I
I
find out
have
what's going on.
I have another example of so that way when you go in to watch it, you know that it isn't part of the anime. Um, there's a part where they have in the series or in the anime, uh, he goes to this woman named Anna, who he tells about how he has this new life and how his name wasn't Spike originally, and how he's really enjoyed his life now. And this woman knows him from his past life. So they have a nice chat, and then he moves on and goes somewhere else and does his own thing. She never comes back up again that I can remember. So in the Netflix series, she has Anna is not just some woman that he knows from his past life. She is a woman who owns this jazz bar with this non-binary assistant and this fucking it's just fucking a very flimsy fucking way to put this like the jazz club that they really based these episodes around is such a concept of like on the one half it's good because you play more of the music that makes the show great, but on the bad half it's like this was never part of the anime ever. There was never an area that they always came back to or had a memorable like it's not fucking Cheers. They're just gonna keep coming back to this bar and go, oh hey, like it this bar.
Hey, Cliff's here.
Yeah, this Cheers or this fucking jazz bar is really focused on focusing the whole story around Spike, and oh my god, it's just bad. It's just bad compared to the anime. Okay, so like his one of his arch enemies slash friends or whatever that is in the series is named Vicious, and so they give him the name like his name is Vicious in the Netflix series and in the anime. Um, Spike is never explained what his real name is in the anime, but in the Netflix series they give him the name Fearless, and it's not a nickname. His name is Fearless. So it's Vicious and Fearless. And it's vicious and fearless and awful. It's just terrible. Like it's just there's so many changes to it that makes it almost not it, like I would even say like you could say that this isn't even a Cowboy Bebop uh adaptation sometimes. Like there's some parts where you're like that's not even like remotely the same. Like making Faye a bounty hunter is such a weird thing to me because her main story in the anime was she had amnesia, and somehow she still has amnesia in this, but they don't really like focus on that. They kind of just go, she's just an annoying little cunt, and that's it. Like, it's just frustrating. It's like it's been so long since I watched it that like when I go back and see what they did in the original, I'm like, oh fuck, this is way fucking better. Like,
But now, see, is it bad because it's bad, or is it bad because it's just not what the original one was?
I think it's more bad because it's not what the original one was. But then at that point, it's just like, why are you even doing it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I guess because I mean, when did the original one come out? Didn't it come out in like the 80s or like the early 90s or something?
It had to be the early '90s because I was
Yeah.
watching it as a kid. Like I was watching a kid when I guess wasn't supposed to like watching anime or anime on like Adult Swim. It's just it's such a weird fucking show the way they did it. It was 1998 to 1999 and it only had one season.
Yeah.
But it's just fucking annoying how it just doesn't feel too much like the like it just doesn't feel the same. It just doesn't feel like it really kind of it doesn't feel like they paid attention. They were just like, yeah, we're just fucking doing whatever. We're just taking these characters and now, don't get me wrong, all three people are great at playing those characters. I don't think it's the actor's fault. I don't think anyone who was acting as those characters. It's literally the writing is the problem. Because like everyone is great as those characters. All three of them are fantastic, but then like it's the way they're doing things, or like their side plots that no one gives a fuck about. Like I never gave a shit about anything that they were doing. I just wanted them to fucking just just fucking just fuck, dude. Just go get bounties. Have some crazy adventures about random bounty hunters or random fucking criminals that you could care two shits about. There's no reason why you have to make this a big deal about like why this person's sad or why this person doesn't have memory loss or why this person feels betrayed by this person. It's just like just fuck off. Just go do your job. Fucking yeah, it's Mustafa Shakur. He is fucking fantastic as Jet. Compared to like the original, like the way he talks, though just the way he acts in all of it, he's just fucking fantastic in this. That was the one thing when I was watching and I was like, God, he is fucking just the best character out of the three of them that feels like the original anime. It's just so good. And I don't even there's the thing. I'm not a big fan of anime. I only have two favorites. My two favorites, they already fucked up both times. One Scarlett Johansson was involved with. The other one, this one. It's this one. I don't know why I went the other one and was going to explain. It's this one. It's just fucked. It's just fucked. I'm sorry. It's just fucked. But like I said, the actors are not the problem. It's just the fucking writing. Because they definitely just said, see what we got here? We're just going to fucking throw that out the window and just start all over again. It's just, I'd say definitely watch it. It's definitely, worth watching. But
I've not been invested in it previously.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's pretty much, that's the problem. It's the storyline they go with is part of the anime, but it's really focused on that, and it's so predictable of a story that you're like, well, I know what's going to happen here and then here and then here, and it's just very predictable for the writing, and I'm like, just don't fucking focus on that. You could, excuse me, they could honestly just start the series and even have it go past farther than the original anime did, and just keep doing bounties and just having interesting characters to guest spot and have like interesting guest stars come in as bounty hunter or fucking criminals or bounty hunters or whatever, and just have fucking episodes that just can, as soon as that episode's over, move on. They're on to the next thing. Like it's just not the way the show was meant to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when X-Files was dealing with Mulder and Scully's backstory. Like anyone gave a fuck. Or like, to be honest, I hate when Dean or Sam deal with like Crowley or someone. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about these guys. Just fucking have a ghost somewhere in a house. I don't give a fuck. Just fucking.
Well,
go
you
put
do
him
know
in a house
after I
somewhere.
think season 3 or was it when they killed Lilith, they kind of ran out of ideas and didn't think the show was gonna last past that.
And look at them now.
Yeah, well, it's over now.
Look at them now. But how long did it run for?
What, 14 seasons?
Exactly. It might have been 15, I think.
I don't remember. I watched the one, not the last season, but I think the season before that, and I kind of watched like halfway through and then just kind of like trailed off.
Someone wrote a review on Cowboy that said, "For me, the cast is decent, except Faye Valentine." and then it said the actress's name. But still tolerable. Not epic, not like the anime, but still fun to watch. I'd say that's a good. It's a good. Yeah, it's not too cool. Like it doesn't portray Spike as a cool, chill dude. It doesn't like make them seem like badasses. Oh, by the way, the woman who plays Anna is the woman from every time I saw her, it reminds me of Law and Order because she was always the morgue lady that would tell them like where they got raped or wherever. I wasn't trying to make a joke. Like you know what I mean? Like the woman who would tell them where the attacks were. Oh,
She got raped in her
also,
vagina.
yeah, there were markings on her vagina or whatever. You know, she would say that stuff. Mason Alexander Park was the non-binary character that they had played Glenn, I think it was, or Gren, who was a character in the anime that I don't remember the episode, but supposedly they like just shoehorned that character in to be like, look, it's
This character is non-binary.
well, not like that, but they were like, they took them from a storyline in the anime and went, look, they are a permanent role in this person that they never, like they work for Anna, but they've never met before in the anime. You know what I mean? They're just like, hey, take that character, bring them over here. I do like the fact that Rachel House is in it. She is in a little indie movie called Thor Ragnarok. She was the assistant to Jeff Goldblum, the New Zealand woman. She's fucking fantastic. She was in Hunt for the Wilder People, which is another great movie by Taika Waititi, where she does this.
Go on.
She was in Soul too.
Yeah, I was just saying she was in Soul.
Yeah, she was Terry in Soul.
Yeah.
But she's fucking great in Hunt for the Wilder People because she's like the woman hunting after the kid who like goes missing with the guy from Jurassic Park. What's the actor's name? Sam
Neill.
Sam Neill, yeah. So Sam Neill and the kid from Deadpool 2, the fire starter kid.
Fire Fist.
Yeah. They go on the run, and since he's like a juvie kid, she thinks he's like running away or like, you know, committing some kind of thing, and so she hunts him down, and it's like that's the whole concept of the movie. But like there's a scene where they meet up from like a ravine where they can't really like she can't really capture him, but she gets to talk to him, and she says about how
I'll never stop running.
Yeah, and I'll never stop chasing you. I'm relentless. I'm like the Terminator.
I'm more like Terminator than you.
I said it first. You're more like Sarah Connor.
No, I'm not.
Yes, in the first movie too, before she could do chin-ups.
it's just so fucking good. But she's great in it. She's actually an American in this, so she doesn't do her New Zealand accent. Her
From New Zealand.
I knew you were gonna fucking do that. If you get a chance, if you're listening to this and you get a chance, watch pretty much anything that Taika Waititi did. Watch Jojo Rabbit, watch What We Do in the Shadows, watch Thor Ragnarok, watch Hunt for the Wilder People. Just watch all of those 4 movies. If you're write them down right now. I'll say them again. Hunt for the Wilder People, Thor Ragnarok, What We Do in the Shadows, and Jojo Rabbit. All great movies by Taika Waititi. My favorite being Jojo Rabbit. My second favorite being, AJ, Hunt for the Wilder People. Actually, Thor is my least favorite of those 4 movies. And I love Thor. That's, yeah. Yeah. So, she's fucking great in it. But, like, yeah, I mean, like I said, the characters are great. So another thing that I wanted to say was that, like, so that way when you watch the Netflix series, there's a character named Julia. She's a recurring character. You'll know her a lot. You get to know her very well. In the anime, she's barely in the show. She is just like a figment. She's never really brought up that much. In this, you actually they try to make her care for her, and I don't know why. She's fucking stupid. She's a stupid, pointless character. So like, yeah, it's really just like it's I don't know, dude. It's like I said, the one say if someone said how is it, I would tell them what I just said, and that's acting is good. They all are representing the characters well. The writing sucks. I think the writing is the shitty part. Yeah, I guess that's all I can say about it. I guess we'll have you watch it, and you can come back to us on another episode, and we'll talk about it again.
Yeah.
Because I love this anime. I loved it. I don't like many animes. I think most of them are pretty stupid. I think most of them are pointless, and they have kind of convoluted stories. But this is just, I don't know.
You sound like you've been burned by an anime before.
No, not necessarily.
Who hurt you, Darren?
Scarlett Johansson. You know what? It's a perfect example of that. Where like the Ghost in the Shell movie is a perfect like comparison to what they did with this, where they did a good job of representing the character, but they fucked up the story to make it more convenient for American audiences or whatever. I don't know why they do it. They just were like, no, this story's too confusing. We're going to fucking change it to make it more personable and more about the main characters. Like, no, you don't have to do that, though. Just, I guess with the movie, like with a movie, Scarlett Johansson was only going to do this character once. So they'd be like, okay, I get why you do it like that. But in a series like this, you shouldn't fucking focus on the main character. They're like, oh, I want to know more about Spike. Why? He's just a bounty hunter. Fucking Boba Fett isn't cool because you know all his life. He's cool because he's fucking mysterious and you know what his fucking face looks like. That's why you like Boba Fett. You don't like Boba Fett because you fucking know all about him. The more we learned about Boba Fett and Jango Fett in fucking Clone Wars was the reason why I didn't fucking like him anymore after that. Because you knew all about him. Well, yeah, it's the same person, but it's the fact that, like, they took all the mysterious part about him away. I will say that the two great songs that are in that show, and they like I said, the music, I'm doing a little Italian kiss. Ah, so good. The music.
It's a spicy.
The music is still good as it was when it first came out. The original anime has the same music, same composer. She fucking tears it up like she usually did. Fucking fantastic. The two great songs are the opening song and the ending song, which in the Netflix series, they only play the ending song. Only a few episodes have the ending song, which is called, shit, I forget what it's called. It is called, I just saw it. The Real Folk Blues. And it's just a really good fucking boner jam, dude. It's just a fucking good song. Like, you've heard Tank before, right? The theme song, the Tank.
Yeah.
It's just called Tank. The yeah. That's the opening theme, and that's great because they just redo it. Same bands, like same people who made the original, just recovered it, and it's fucking still great. And then the ending theme on the anime was always that Real Folk Blues song that I loved. And it's like one of those songs where it's just like Japanese, 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 and then they get to the chorus and they're like, Real Folk Blues. And I'm like, oh, okay, I heard that part.
Like a Crazy Noisy Bizarre Town.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
That's from, I believe, JoJo.
Maybe.
But yeah, it's the same thing. It's all like jazzy and funky.
And you know what?
Japanese.
You know what's funny too? The woman who does the music for Cowboy was the same woman who did the music for Ghost in the Shell's anime. And it's just like, there you go. Maybe I just love this woman. I don't know. But anyway, I don't know. Personally, if you like Cowboy before this, you will not like this. It's like, watching Avatar and being a hardcore The Last Airbender fan. We're just like, oh my god.
I feel sorry for those people.
Yeah, and like, that's the thing too. And like, with Death Note and with Avatar, I was like, well, I don't understand why people are upset. And then they're like, yeah, but look at this and this and this. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty awful. Why would they do it this way? They're like, we don't know. We're mad about it. I'm like, oh, okay. It's just, I don't know. I think I like Cowboy because it's very space westerny and very like noir type of feel.
Yeah.
And they don't really kind of capture that in this Netflix series. I mean, some episodes do. There's one where it's just all about Jet, and he literally is a cop, and like that's the whole concept. His past before he became a bounty hunter. Sorry, a cowboy. But yeah, it's good. It's just not good like the anime.
You're not mad, just disappointed.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed. I like the fact, like, I want to see what they do with this season 2. Because season 1 on the anime season 1 had 26 episodes. This show had only 10 episodes. So I'm sure there's plenty of stuff you could pull out of it. But like fucking how are you going to bring in Ed in the last fucking episode? Some people love that character. They got a real corgi. Why couldn't you bring a little girl in and just play a fucking eccentric fucking hacker called Radical Ed? I don't get it. I just don't fucking understand. Like, if anything, this show has made me want to rewatch the anime, which I can watch on Netflix and or on Hulu. So that's good. I would actually say if you want to watch the anime, you could watch it on Netflix. Don't watch it on Hulu because you have to watch ads and shit.
Yeah, because I get my Hulu for free.
And then Hulu is the Hulu for some reason they show what's gonna come up in the next episode. Like they show the trailers for the, like you know how like shows used to do that.
Yeah.
Like on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, they do that on Hulu, and I'm like, I don't want to just play the next episode. I'm just gonna watch it. Anyway, I went on a big rant on Cowboy, but Cowboy's always been my favorite. I got all 4 of the pops of the 4 of them. I have Stephen Blum who fucking did the voice for Spike back in the anime. He signed my pop of Spike. He also played Tank Dempsey.
Hoorah.
Yeah, exactly. Hoorah, meet sex. He was great. I loved meeting him. He was fantastic. And that was the one person I could think of that I'm like, I just want him to sign Spike because that character is always going to be great because of him. But yeah, it's just, I went on a rant. I think you should talk about something now.
Like what?
Oh, it's up to you. Tell me your dreams and your desires. Or tell me how you feel or why you'd want to watch Cowboy.
I think because I've never seen the anime and everyone says it's like one of the greatest ones. Like if you watch anime, you gotta watch that.
Yeah, it is one of the greatest ones. I don't care what you say, it's fucking fantastic. Fantastic. Anyway, go ahead. I keep interjecting. I don't know when we started. When did we start? I feel like we started. I feel like we're almost done. So what else can we talk about for a little brief moment, and then we'll just end this? Oh, you know what? We have to do the movie.
Yeah.
Can we just end with the movie?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so the movie we chose to finish off the November at the Shore was Paulie Shore's In the Army Now. It came out in 1994 about Andy Dick and Paulie Shore losing their jobs and joining the army to pretty much it's the plot of that one episode of Futurama. Just to get a discount or money and then not thinking that there's going to be a war.
Yeah.
And then war were declared. That's essentially the plot of the movie. Except for Lori Petty is not pretending to be a man like Leela was. What can I was going to watch the movie and I forgot to because I was editing so much this week. I remember now I watched a little bit of it before we started recording this. I remember them saying that they were the Water Boys.
Yeah.
Because they kept repeating, "We're the water boys," you know, stupid, annoying fucking Paulie Shore stuff. Or like in the beginning when he was like at the electric or electronics store, and they're like, "We're a crazy boys," you know, like the same fucking tone and everything, but just changing the word.
Yeah.
And I remember his girlfriend like cheats on him or leaves him or something. The like hot one.
After he goes, I think, to boot camp or comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, she like calls him or whatever, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm breaking up with you."
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
And then I remember the part where he's trying to make out with her, have sex with her, and the guy calls him and gives him like
Yeah.
the cryptic message.
Yeah, I found a flock of wild geese flying south.
And he's like, "I'm trying to bury my something," or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's something where we're like I could rewatch the movie and like quote it still. I actually just came out with an episode of our Survive series that you and me have been doing, where I quoted it and said "suck on this a one time," because at the finale of the movie, he pulls out the rocket launcher and yells "suck on this a one time" and fires it at the troops of what are they?
Sudanese or whatever.
Lebanese or whatever the fuck they
Yeah.
are.
The Africans.
They were definitely Middle Eastern.
I thought it was in Africa.
No. It's definitely Middle
because
Eastern.
because Dave Allen Greer, he's talking to his mom on the phone, and he's like, "Oh, do you know how you said that every black man needs to go to the motherland?"
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's true
I
story.
remember that, but I remember
Shocked
the.
me.
Why would they have a camel?
There's camels in Africa.
I don't know if you're right there. No.
It's definitely Africa. I'm 100% sure that it's Africa.
Okay. Well, I'll look it up later.
1,000 push-ups. 1,000 push-ups.
No, don't fucking Brooklyn Nine-Nine me. Why are there people with fucking headdresses then? I'm telling you, it's a Middle Eastern.
I'm telling you, I'm 100% sure that they go to Africa.
What about? I remember when the camel fucking stomps the one dude, and he's like trying to reach for his gun.
Camels in Africa.
He's trying to reach for his gun, and he says something Arabic.
Don't you remember in The Mummy when they go to Egypt and they ride the camels through the desert? That was in fucking Africa.
I think you're wrong.
I'm telling you, I'm 100% sure.
Okay, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I think
That's what I'm
wrong.
saying.
You're being a dick then. Anyway, there's going to be cuts, I'm sure, of the movie clipped in between us talking to prove that either I'm right or you're right.
Well, I'm right. So.
Well, we'll find out when I finish editing. Since I got to do all the work, I'll admit to whoever's right. But anyway, anywho, Andy Dick, not bad in it. You know.
He's okay. In one of his tamed down roles.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's probably for the best. Go on.
I don't know. Was that
I don't
the end of
know.
the story? I don't know.
I'm asking you.
So he was also in Dude, Where's My Car?
What do you mean he was in Dude, Where's My Car?
He was in Dude, Where's My Car? He was Mark.
I don't remember that.
In the cage with the ostrich.
Oh, yeah. Don't give me the hose again. Maybe
Yeah,
later.
Maybe later.
Well, we'll find out later when I finish editing it tomorrow morning.
You can find out right now because I'm telling you right now that they go to Africa.
Okay, but my point is that I can find out later. I'm not going to lie to our fans and say that... I'm sorry. How is that the funniest thing I said was that I said our fans as if we had any. Yeah, no, I what I'm telling you is I don't care. David Allen Greer, fantastic. Always fantastic. He's a great actor. Makes me want to watch Blank Man. Paulie Shore, once again, can't help but laugh at everything.
He's the weasel.
And, you know, Lori Petty is fantastic.
And she's there too.
God damn it, AJ. Can I do it again? Can we play it back?
All right, give me the line again.
No, I'm trying to. And David Allen Greer is great, and Lori Petty, he's a fantastic actor. Okay. Anyway, maybe we'll do Tank Girl one of these times. Maybe.
I haven't watched that movie in so long.
You've seen that movie?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it since Jenna. Jenna made me watch it because she said she liked it. I'm like, how do you like this movie? It's
I just remember.
stupid.
I remember one of the kangaroo people dying, and that was it.
Yep, probably Ice-T or somebody. I don't know. I remember Ice-T's in it. I got news for you.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Anywho, I think that's
I
enough.
only date women. I have sex with men.
That's not something Ice-T said. Anyway. So, who could forget Ice-T's great role in fucking Gears 3 as Griffin?
5 minutes that he's in it.
They made such a big deal at E3. I remember that. Anywho.
And just leaves on the gondola, never to be seen again.
Yep. I have to go back to my home planet. Oh my god. Okay, so what was the opinion of In the Army Now? Was it where would you rate it in between Son-in-Law and Biodome?
Definitely between. I think Son-in-Law is still on top.
I think Son-in-Law is a really good movie. It's wholesome. It's not ridiculous or over the top. The only thing that's really kind of like unnecessary is the weird lesbian thing. But other than that, I think the
shame
movie.
we didn't get to talk about Encino Man.
Yeah, we still have Encino Man and Jury Duty. Maybe we'll do them another time.
Do with the 1-2 combo and do them both at the same time.
I don't want to do both of them at the same time. That means I have to watch both of them.
What do you mean you haven't seen any of them yet? Why?
I've only seen before this. I've only seen In the Army Now, and Goofy Movie. If we're being technical,
he has like 11 seconds of dialogue in that movie.
that's okay. That's accurate, I guess. But it's still a good movie.
It is a good movie. The kids really love it.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Did you tell them what I was for Halloween?
I think we tried to, but I don't think they cared.
But then they lost interest really quick.
Yeah, like, oh, it's Darren. Oh.
Oh yeah, that guy we try to punch.
Yeah. You get accosted every time we come to the house.
Yeah. That's what I was saying to you the other day. And I was like trying not to be rude. I was like, is your son playing the games that are like literally the scary games for like that are based around children's toys and playgrounds? And then I was like,
Poppy's Playtime.
Yeah, Poppy's Playtime, and he loves fucking Five Nights at Freddy's. So I was like, do you mean the kid who's always up at late at night, not going to bed? Because in my opinion, I'd be the kid to be like, yeah, I played these scary games. Fuck that, I'm not going to bed. In my opinion, I'd be like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm going to just kind of sit here and hope nothing scares me or comes out of my closet like Poppy or... It's not Poppy, right? The big guy's name like Huggy or something?
Yeah, Huggy.
Yeah.
Something. Huggy Wuggy.
I only watch Bones' thing. There's some stuff that Bones plays that I'm like, okay, well, I never need to play that because that looks stupid. I need to get recording today or tomorrow. I need to record a bunch of shit tomorrow because I'm running out of stuff to fucking edit.
You gotta play Survive again.
Yeah, we're gonna finish Survive. Oh yeah, no, we're supposed to do Bones tomorrow.
We're doing Bones?
Yeah, we're doing Bones tomorrow. Bones is gonna do we're gonna do Aliens with Bones.
Oh yeah.
Yep, we're gonna do some fun stuff with him. I hope he doesn't record it as well because then it kind of ruins the point of even doing the thing. Because like I don't record stuff that he does. Like I don't when he plays a game with us, I don't go, let me record too.
We have that ace up our sleeve that we've been waiting to break out.
Yeah. That sketch, that bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we fucking already played it, so I think it would be fun to like fuck with him.
Actually fuck around with it, yeah.
I think it'd be fun to do a bit, and like plus the prowlers that would fucking pop out of it's like
Yeah.
those
Just don't
are
warn them that they're up ahead.
well, like it's fun because it even catch me off guard even after we know what they're supposed to be
Yeah.
doing. I think it'd still be fun to play with like 3 people, but like I don't know. I want to do like a bit with him when we do like him being the new kid, the new guy.
The FNG.
Yeah, and we like fucking joke about him. You know, we joke about him and make fun of him, and then we say gay shit to each other. Like, yeah, you got you know me and my I forget what I was gonna say. Like, you know me and my ass strength or my I don't know, my ability to use my tongue.
Oh my.
Yeah, I don't know, something gay, and be like, isn't that gay? Like, what'd you just say? FNG? But yeah, I don't know.
Fall back in line, Private.
Yeah. Before I suck on your private. I mean, anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about doing something like that, but again, he'd have to record his parts. Like, do like a machinima thing, but then I don't know if it would really... I don't really think it'd translate well. I figured, like, he'd mess something up. He doesn't really play a character half the time. He just kind of does his wacky, crazy video game donkey type style.
Yeah.
Calls things scary or that's
Scary.
bad. That's a bad game, or that's, you know, he's just his normal shit. I don't know. That's why I like you and Jake. You and Jake can kind of fuck around and, you know, change stuff up. Although you do go blue a lot. You go gay a lot of the times as well.
You know me.
Go on.
I'm all about that gay life.
Okay. Fair enough. I think that's it for this episode of In My Opinion. We talked a lot about Cowboy Bebop to the point where my throat hurts. I need something to drink.
Speaking about that gay life.
What?
Huh?
What did you just say?
I mean, I don't know what it's like to suck dick.
I feel like you do. Do you?
Anyway, guys, like, share, and subscribe, to the videos. Yeah, smash that like button.
Yeah, just fucking mushroom stamp that bitch.
Yeah, swipe it with your penis.
Yep. Just, you slam it with your penis. Or your, yeah, something like that. I don't know what he says. Smash it with your penis. Anyway. Yeah, that's it. Next episode next time you catch us, we'll have Kibbles on here. We'll have a guest that we haven't had in a while. We haven't had a guest on here in a bit of a long time.
Yeah, Jake.
Well, no, we didn't have him at all. Ha ha! Who was our last one? Duck?
Yeah.
Cool. Sure. I'd love to have Dan on, but Dan kind of seems like he's not really interested.
I feel like he would be just too quiet.
Well, yeah. Especially
Dan-
being our guest, he'd be like uncooperative.
Yeah, I say Dan doesn't have, I feel like, a lot of opinions on things.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we'd find something to give him an opinion of. I don't know. But yeah, that's been it for us. We will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Like AJ said, smash that like button and all that other shit. And he likes to suck dick or something. I don't know. All right, you guys have a good night, and thanks for listening. Say goodbye, AJ.
Bye, AJ.
Kiss shit you not. They do a tour of the building, and they do it Conan O'Brien style. Like, remember when he used to have his desk fly off the stage and just go around places?
I think
And
so,
he would just travel through a green screen, and it'd just be his
Yeah.
desk behind him. They do that with 2 scooters, and it's